All right, so today I decided that it would be a good day to finish processing the Sumac tea I started about a week ago. So what I've done up to this point, I'll just do a little selfie, like a garden quickie first, because I only got 3 minutes. So what I did was I can't see it, my Sumac jar. Now when I first did it, I added, I kind of quickly rinsed the Sumac, put it in here, and then I got some hot water from the kettle and filled this up. And then once it cooled, I introduced some like other fermented juice I had. Like I had a bit of juice at the bottom of the bottle, right? That's where all the lactobacteria is. So I just introduced that. And I also put in this batch, you probably can't see it, maybe, yeah, you probably can. I had pomegranate powder. So I put that in because it's got sugars in it. So I put that in there because it's like how much sugars are going to actually be released and able to something. The yeast has to, or the lactobacteria has to have sugar to eat. Anyway, so that's what I did. I added a bit of sugar too. And then what I did was 2 days ago, I took out all the stuff, right? And then I let it simmer, like on number 1.5, just to kind of get more of the juices out. And then I let that cool and I put everything back in. Because once you get it hot, you'll probably end up killing the bacteria. You don't want to do that, right? Because I'm doing a lacto fermented. If you didn't care about the lacto part, it wouldn't matter. So what I'm going to do now is I got my hands all clean, I'm all washed up. Oh, let's put this no frills on top of the lid because it lets a bit of air through, but it'll block some of the air too. It'll create a better seal, right, as the CO2 bubbles out. It seemed to work, just a cheap seal, right? So what I'm going to do right now, how much time do I got left? Is I'm going to strain it all. So that's the end of my 3-minute video. So right now I'm going to continue on. Is I'm just going to strain this, right, to get all this stuff out. So I bought a little strainer. The coffee filter was way too fine. And there's juices. Oh, I forgot that. I have a lemon tree, so I added some lemon leaves. So I washed everything, washed my hands, so I'm just going to squeeze this in the strainer to try to get any juice out of there. I got to put this in my little compost pile. Oops. Because there's all these little seeds, right? There's all these little seeds in there. So what I'm going to do, just squeeze with my thumbs to try to get as much of the juice out as I can. This might take a little while. This will help. They're like little sponges, eh? I don't want a bunch of seeds in my final juice mix. And this, I'm just going to put this into the garden with my coffee grinds. So that's going to get nice and recycled. So I've never done fermented juice before. I've done some fermented juices, but this is my first ever time doing like a tea. sumac. A lot of people make sumac tea. It's nothing unusual. But I've been thinking about it. I wanted to do the lacto fermented iced tea. This is my goal for this video. But there's another thing I was thinking about is that if you lived around an abundance of sometimes you see huge amounts of these, you know, maybe you could turn it into a fruit concentrate, right? There's different ways you could do it. I was thinking you could make it a tea, you could let it, if you're not worried about the fermented part of it, which is what I want, then you could simmer it down, kind of like maple syrup, and then put it into ice cubes or something, right? Put it in the fridge or in the freezer. And then you could add different flavors if you really wanted to, right? You could add some sweetener, add some sugar after, whatever you want to do, right? Add some little lemon juice, whatever kind of flavor. I haven't even tried this yet, so. But what I plan to do is put this in a bottle, and then I'm going to add a bit of sugar to kind of keep the fermentation going, because I want to keep it like a soda. That'll build the pressure up. So that's what I'm doing now. So I should just do that now, because you're not going to want to watch this whole fucking video. At least I wouldn't. So I got just, these are good for pressure, these pop bottles. A little bit precarious here. I just got this at the dollar store, under $2. I mean, I could probably put it through a coffee filter once I've done this first stage of straining. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fill this up. Right now, I just want to get the particles out though. But yeah, you could do a couple ways. You could simmer it down, right? Make like a fruit concentrate, but you could do with any fruits. And then, or you can make like a kind of like a syrup, right? Like the syrup would probably be okay, and if you simmered it, right, it would probably last in the fridge for a while. You just squeeze it into your next batch of juice that you want to make, lemonade. So this taste is not going to be, it's going to have a bit of a pomegranate at the bottom. Because this is going to be super nutritious. The vitamin C in it, the probiotics. It might be sour because I don't know if I picked this too early. But they look pretty good, but I'm probably going to go pick some more in the next couple of days so I can do another batch. I'll have to look into it, like when sumac is typically ripe. I mean, I don't know. I didn't even bother. So from what I've seen, people just put it in warm water for a day or whatever, and that's it. This has been a week. So I'm getting a real good deep ferment out of this. If I had like a cheesecloth or something, it'd be better, but I don't. You know. Yeah, that's it. I'm just gonna do this again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this. I'm going to fill that bottle, put a bit of sugar in it, and put the lid on it, so it can continue to ferment the sugar that's in it. And then I'm probably going to leave the pomegranate at the bottom. So when I do another batch, what I'm going to do is I'll put the hot water in like in this. I'll let it soak in here, and then once it cools, then I'll add it to this, because the bacteria is alive in here, right? So I want to keep a little bit of the bacteria still alive. So I'll just use the hot water, and I'll dump this into that for my next batch, because you don't want to shock the bacteria with hot water. So that's what I'm doing. And then maybe in a couple days, we'll see how this turns out. Well, I don't really care, but like, you could filter it again to get it clearer, but it's not like a product that's going on the shelf to be sold, right? This is just my own personal iced tea. Have a good day.